Hi, I'm Leia. Just 3 months ago, I buried my husband of 35 years, and I'm still finding his coffee mugs tucked away in odd cupboards around the house. James always had a habit of setting things down and forgetting them. What he didn't forget was making sure I'd be taken care of. The lawyer called last week. Turns out my practical, frugal husband left me $7 million. $7 million. I haven't told a soul except my best friend. The doorbell rang just as I was staring at the bank statement for the 10th time that morning. Mom! Open up! I've got huge news! My son Mark practically bounced through the doorway, his smile wider than I'd seen in years. You're looking at an engaged man. Can you believe it? 6 months and I just knew she was the one. My stomach did a little flip. 6 months? With this Cassandra girl I'd met exactly twice? Wow, honey, that's big news. Congratulations. You don't sound excited. No, I am. Just surprised. It's quick, that's all. When you know, you know. Dad would have loved her. That stung. James would have asked a lot more questions than I was brave enough to. Later that day, I called my lifeline. Helen, got time for coffee? Mark's engaged. 20 minutes later, we were at our usual corner table at Daisy's Cafe. 6 months? That's faster than milk spoils. I know, and there's something else. James left me $7 million. Helen choked on her latte. Holy, are you serious? Does Mark know? Not yet. With everything happening so fast. Don't tell him. Or her. Not yet anyway. That feels dishonest. It's not dishonest, it's cautious. Just watch her first. Make sure she loves your son, not his potential inheritance. I nodded slowly. You're right. I'll wait. 2 days later, Mark brought Cassandra for dinner. She was beautiful in that polished, perfect way. Not a hair out of place, nails freshly manicured, clothes that screamed money without trying. Your house is so quaint, Leia. I bet it holds so many memories you just can't let go of. The way she said it made me feel like I was clinging to an outdated sweater. Mark said you lost your husband recently. It must be so hard managing everything alone now. I'm managing just fine, thank you. After they left, the doorbell rang again. It was Tyler, Mark's friend since kindergarten. Sorry to drop by late, Mrs. H. I saw Mark's car earlier but wanted to catch you alone. Everything okay, Tyler? I don't know how to say this, but something's off about Cassandra. Before Mark, she was engaged to my cousin's friend, rich guy. She broke it off when she found out his family business was struggling. That could be coincidence. Maybe. Just keep your eyes open. After Tyler left, I sat on the porch swing James built years ago. The engagement party was next weekend. Cassandra's family was handling everything, insisting on it, actually. As the stars came out, I made my decision. I wouldn't say a word about the money. I'd watch and wait. For Mark's sake, I hoped I was wrong about the woman he loved. But the mother in me wasn't taking any chances. The engagement party was held at the Grand Plaza, a venue so expensive I winced thinking about the bill. Cassandra's parents greeted me with air kisses and perfectly white smiles. We're simply delighted to welcome Mark into our family. I'm Victor, and this is my wife, Patricia. Our Cassandra has always had impeccable taste, Patricia added, scanning me from head to toe. Though we worried she'd never settle down with someone suitable. Mark works in IT, right? Such a stable profession. Victor swirled his champagne. Though there's not much room for advancement without the right connections. My son is very talented. He's been promoted twice in 3 years. Of course. But there comes a point when one needs to think bigger. Perhaps I could introduce him to some associates of mine. I spotted Mark across the room, surrounded by Cassandra's friends, looking uncomfortable in a suit that wasn't his style. While heading to the ladies' room, I passed an alcove and heard heated whispers. You need to speed things up. The creditors won't wait forever. It was Victor. I'm working on it, Daddy. But I can't just ask her about money the first month we're engaged, Cassandra hissed back. Find out what she's worth. That house must be paid off by now, and there must be life insurance from the husband. I slipped away before they noticed me, my heart pounding. At the bar, Tyler appeared beside me, underdressed compared to the other guests. Some party, huh? Guess teaching high school doesn't prepare you for the champagne and caviar crowd. It's a bit much. You should see her Instagram from last year, skiing in Aspen with hedge fund guy number 3. Before that, it was yacht week with the tech investor. You've been researching her? When your best friend falls this hard this fast? Yeah. Did you know her family company filed for bankruptcy protection last year? It's public record. I nearly dropped my drink. What company? Madison Heights Development. They over-leveraged on luxury condos right before the market dipped. They're millions in debt. 2 weeks later, Cassandra invited me to lunch to discuss wedding plans. She showed up with a 3-inch binder and her mother. We've selected the Bellevue for the reception. It's $50,000 for the basic package, but worth every penny. That's quite expensive? Well, traditionally, the bride's family handles the ceremony and the groom's family the reception. Patricia smiled tightly. But we're so stretched thin with the business. Mark mentioned you're downsizing. Have you considered selling your house? It's just you now, and they have lovely retirement communities. I nearly choked on my water. I'm 58, not 85. Later that night, Mark called, sounding distant. Cassandra thinks I should ask for a raise or look at other companies. She knows someone paying double what I make now. You love your job. Yeah, but love doesn't buy the lifestyle we want. Hey, random question. What did Dad do with his life insurance? Was it a lot? I felt sick. The sweet boy who used to save half his allowance for comic books was gone. In his place was someone who wouldn't look out of place at Cassandra's family table, talking about lifestyle and money. When Helen came over later, I was still shaking. They're after my money, and they're turning my son into someone I don't recognize. Time to dig deeper. My cousin works at the bank where Victor applied for loans. Let me make a call. The wedding was a blur of champagne fountains and ice sculptures I never approved. When Mark and Cassandra exchanged vows, I forced a smile while mentally calculating the mountain of debt they were diving into. Cassandra's parents had steamrolled every decision, insisting on only the best, while the invoices mysteriously landed in my mailbox. 3 weeks after the honeymoon, Cassandra invited me to their new apartment, a penthouse with a view that made my stomach drop thinking about the rent. Isn't it divine? We're just renting for now, but we're thinking of buying once we figure out our situation. It's lovely, but can you afford this? Well, that's actually why we wanted to talk to you. She perched on their Italian leather sofa. We were thinking, since you're all alone in that big house? Victor and Patricia suddenly appeared from the kitchen with wine glasses. What Cassandra is trying to say, Victor slid in smoothly, is that we've found a wonderful opportunity for you. A luxury retirement community with full amenities. I've told you, I'm not interested in moving. But darling, Patricia touched my arm, your house must be worth what, $600,000? That would be such a wonderful start for the kids, and you'd have cash left over after downsizing. I excused myself to use the bathroom, needing a moment to breathe. On my way back, I passed what looked like Mark's home office. A folder on his desk caught my eye, documents from my bank. I quickly snapped photos with my phone before rejoining them. That night, I called Helen. They had copies of my bank statements, and there's a form with what looks like my signature, but I never signed it. That's forgery. My cousin came through with dirt on the Madison family. They're not just in debt, they're being investigated for fraud in 3 states. They take investments for developments that never materialize. I need to show Mark what they're doing. Be careful. Set a trap first. Get hard evidence they can't talk their way out of. The next day, I called Cassandra. I've been thinking about what you all said. Maybe it is time to downsize. I'd like to discuss how I might help you and Mark. Her voice jumped an octave. That's wonderful. Let's have dinner tonight. Just the 2 of us. I was ready when she arrived, my phone recording in my pocket. Before we discuss the house, there's something you should know. When James died, he left me more than just the house. Her eyes widened. Oh, about $7 million. She choked on her wine. $7 million. Does Mark know? Not yet. I wanted to be sure about a few things first. Like what? Like whether he married the right person. Her face transformed, all warmth vanishing. What exactly are you implying? Nothing yet. I'm considering setting up a trust for you both. I'd need your parents' financial information to structure it properly. That won't be necessary. We can handle everything, including the forged bank documents in Mark's office. Her mask slipped completely. You snooping bitch. Do you have any idea who you're dealing with? We've taken down people with way more money and brains than you. Tell me about the other men, the ones before Mark. Stepping stones. Just like your precious son. You think he's so special? He's just another sucker who fell for the package. She gestured to herself. Now, are you going to transfer the money or not? Because if not, I can make Mark believe anything I want about his dear mommy. Is that so? By the time I'm done, he'll hate you. He already thinks you're holding out on him. Sad, jealous widow who can't let her son be happy. I reached into my pocket and stopped the recording. We'll see about that. I spent the next 3 days planning every detail. When I invited everyone for a celebration dinner, I made sure to mention I had exciting financial news to share. Cassandra practically dragged Mark to my house, arriving 15 minutes early. Helen and Tyler came as my financial advisors. What's with the mystery, Mom? Cassandra said you might be helping us with a down payment. All in good time. Let's wait for your in-laws. When Victor and Patricia arrived, we all gathered around the dining table. I'd set up a small projector connected to my laptop. Before we eat, I wanted to share some interesting recordings. Recordings? Mark looked confused. I clicked play. Cassandra's voice filled the room. You snooping bitch. We've taken down people with way more money and brains than you. He's just another sucker who fell for the package. Mark's face drained of color. What is this? Your wife, explaining her true feelings about you. Now here's one from 2 days ago when I called Victor about investment opportunities. Victor's voice boomed through the speakers. Once we get control of the old lady's assets, we'll clear our debts and move on. These marks always fall for Cassandra's routine. Your son's just easier to manipulate than most. Patricia jumped up. This is clearly edited. How dare you? And here are the forged documents I found in Mark's office. Notice the signature? Good attempt, but James always said my signature looked like a drunk spider crawling across the page. This forgery is too neat. Mark stared at Cassandra, his face hardening. Tell me this isn't true. Baby, she's just jealous of us. She's making this up because she's lonely and... Stop lying. I heard your voice. Those were your words. Well, what did you expect? You think I'd marry an IT nobody if there wasn't something in it for me? Mark stood up so fast his chair fell backward. My mother was right about you all along. Oh, please. Cassandra rolled her eyes. Like mother, like son. Both of you pathetic and broke. Actually, I smiled. That's where you're wrong. James left me $7 million. I just wanted to see if you loved my son before I told him. The silence was deafening. 7 million? Victor whispered, his face ashen. Yes. Money Mark will now inherit someday without you people in the picture. Oh, and the FBI might be interested in these files Helen's cousin found on your development scams. I sent copies to them yesterday. Patricia grabbed her purse. We're leaving. Cassandra, come on. I'm not going anywhere without what I earned. 6 months with this mama's boy, I deserve something. Mark shook his head. The only thing you deserve is an annulment, which I'll be filing for tomorrow. After they stormed out, Mark collapsed into his chair. Mom, I'm so sorry. I was such an idiot. You weren't an idiot. You were in love. There's a difference. 6 months later, Mark's annulment was finalized. We heard Victor and Patricia had fled the country ahead of federal charges, leaving Cassandra to face the music alone. On a sunny afternoon, Helen, Tyler, Mark, and I sat on my porch, drinking lemonade. To dodging bullets, Tyler raised his glass. And to James, I added, who's probably up there laughing his head off at how his money helped save his son instead of making him a target. Mark smiled for the first time in months. To family, the real kind. Do you think Leia was right to hide her $7 million inheritance from her own son? Or should she have been honest with Mark from the beginning, even if it meant risking Cassandra finding out too? Would honesty have prevented the whole situation? Or would it have made things worse? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Would you have done the same thing in Leia's position? Or would you have handled it differently? If you enjoyed this revenge story where the manipulators finally got what they deserved, hit that like button and subscribe for more satisfying stories like this one. Your support helps our channel grow, and we love hearing your perspectives.